Hi everyone, thank you very much for tuning into my latest upload. It's just a short video, just to sort of address something that I seen this morning that Talk TV were running. They were running a poll asking the general population if they would be open to the government adding more fluoride to tap water. Now, I think it went 63% in favour of no. I mean, I sometimes wonder about these Sky News polls and these Talk TV, the same thing, polls that try and grab consensus or gauge consensus on how, if the population would be open to such things. I mean, I've seen things as well a few weeks ago they were saying about, are you open to national service? I'm not saying young men couldn't maybe benefit from some type of discipline like that. But, I mean, a lot of the time, it's gearing people up for war. And war, as I've said before, if war was the answer to this world's problems, then it would already be at peace, because we're never done not having them. And it's not at peace, it's actually worse than ever. So, that's one thing I would say about that. Now, fluoride. Fluoride is something that you absolutely need to remove from your diet. The Food is Medicine video, it's all about diet and changing your diet. And again, I recommend you do that. But even before you do that, get fluoride, get it out of your diet and get it out of your system. I mean, all we can really do is reduce it, unless you can get organic water from a spring, because I mean, even some organic places use fluoridated water, so they're using the water to sort of irrigate the plants, and you're ingesting that. So all you've got, I mean, it is just about reducing it. Fluoride, right? Fluoride, as I understand it, is a mind suppressant. And I have to be honest here, I've been off it for, it'll be 3 years in April since I've removed it, or removed it, stopped using toothpaste that contains it. And I can tell you, I mean, I said this to a couple of family members, a couple of people as well, that when I'm reading books, I often need to, like, I'll read a page and then I might need to read it again, or I'll read a paragraph or a sentence, and then I might need to read it 2 or 3 times. See, since I've dropped fluoride out of my diet, that doesn't happen anymore. Everything's just clearer. And I can remember there was a time actually when I was about 17 and I was taking a lot of ecstasy at the time, and so like the teeth up in here they're really so they were starting to rot. And I used to put Colgate in there to numb it because it would take the pain away. And I mean, I must have been going through a tube a week. And I can remember it at the time, I couldn't think about anything. I mean, I was regarded as someone that just did not have a lot going on inside their mind. Like, this is why it's so shocking to people that know me to see me to do these things. I mean, the stares you get and the people coming up to you and looking at you different, and someone calling me a dark horse the other day there. You're a bit of a dark horse. What, because I sorted my life out without plastering it on Facebook? I recommend everyone do that. But anyway, that's where I was, and I'm telling you now. I mean, like I say, I mean, diet's obviously a big part of it, but fluoride was definitely a big part of it as well. And I mean, I understand it because I'd known for years about it, and I didn't do anything about it. I mean, I'd known since about 2014, and it was 2021 by the time I removed it. So like I say, I'm a procrastinator. I wasn't fully on board with it because I thought, well, surely it can't have that much of an effect. But it has an effect on you, absolutely it does. And then you start to look at, well, where does it come from? And apparently it's a byproduct of the aluminium industry, and they didn't know it was going to cost fortunes to get rid of it, because it's obviously it'll be toxic, I would imagine. And they didn't want to pay it, so they started dumping it in the drinking water. And it turns out I don't know if they were the first, but they certainly did use it. The Nazis were actually the first regime to use that stuff on their subjects. And they used it on the Jewish people in the concentration camps. And I mean, when I found that out, and all these people that say fluoride it's only about dental health, and it's like, it's just nonsense. There is absolutely no evidence anywhere to suggest that fluoride is going to help your teeth. In fact, there's a disease it causes, I can't remember the name of it, but it's just type in the disease that fluoride causes and you'll see the mess it makes of people's mouths. And like I say, the first group of people to use it were the Nazis. So, just for a second, imagine this, right? That there's an evil regime that wished to do away with everyone except the master race. But the one race that they harbour the most hostility for is the Jewish race, or was the Jewish race. And they took everything from them. And I mean absolutely everything. They took, well, they were coming home, going to their houses at nights and realising that this was in Poland, that this is now under the control of a Nazi SS officer, or they would take their businesses off them and put them into receiverships, things like that. They were taking their paintings, which are apparently still in the Vatican to this day. They stole everything, jewellery, everything, their person, their dignity, absolutely everything was taken from that group of people, and others, but that group especially. And yet, they've done all this and put them into concentration camps and forced labour camps and fed them no food and treated them literally like vermin. They actually treated them literally like vermin. And people believe that they have added fluoride to their drinking water because they care about their dental health. Oh my God, Himmler, you've gone far too far here. It's absolutely disgusting what you're doing. You have to give something back. I know what we'll do, Adolf. I'll put some fluoride in their drinking water and at least they'll have nice teeth. Utter bloody bullshit. Nonsense. And I say that to any dentist out there that's in denial about this. It's nonsense. And I can tell you now, your dental products that are covered in fluoride did not help me one bit. It wasn't till I removed it, or your shitty products, from my diet and started getting real organic products, that my dental health improved. And if the government, if they are considering and they're doing tests and putting out polls to find out if we're going to accept it, then it has to be an absolute and categorical no. And people say to me, I say this, and that person that called me a dark horse, I says, well, what are you going to do about this situation? Well, I can't do anything about it. I used to say things like that. Well, the first thing you can do is remove fluoride from your diet and reject any of the government's advances to add more of it to your drinking water. That's something that you can do. You don't need to follow their nonsense. When people ask me, what can we do? Stop following their nonsense. Stop believing every word they bloody tell you. Stop thinking that they've got your best interests at heart, because they've not. I mean, like I said in that last video, it's all about changing your thinking and changing the information that's playing, and these are the types of things that does that. I mean, when I learned that about fluoride, like I was gobsmacked. I mean, I genuinely was gobsmacked, even though I'd been researching loads of different things. When I stumbled upon that, I thought, that is absolutely amazing. It was not amazing, but it amazed me that that's what they did and that's where it came from. And yet here they are. They want to add that again to more drinking water, which again, it's got no effect on dental health. And I don't care what any dentist says. I don't care what dentist says. It didn't help me. And I'm only going to give information to people through this channel on things that's worked for me. Because I can't read in a book and maybe have something from someone say, well, this definitely works. Well, it might do, but I would need to try it for myself first before I'll recommend anyone else to do it. That's just the way I work, because then that way, at least that you're not asking people to do something that you haven't done. And that's what we need. That's the way it has to be done. That's what being real is. That's what being authentic is. And that's why why I started this channel. It was to be real and be authentic, regardless of what anyone thought of me for it. And I'll get pushbacks on this, no doubt, but I don't care, because fluoride does not help your dental health, and you have to cut it out. And that's all I'm going to say on it. And thank you very much for watching. Just one more thing, actually, I noticed yesterday that I'd missed a whole segment on food as medicine. It was with regards to smoothies and plant-based diets. So there's probably about another maybe 15-minute video to add to that, because I did think the video was a bit short when I done it. Like, I thought that should have been at least an hour, and then I realised there was a segment that I'd added to it that I'd missed. So I'll need to add that in as well. And like I said, I'll put up a post to let you know when the live stream happening, so that'll be happening very soon as well. I'd like to thank you once again for your continued support. You are just amazing, and you give me life force on a daily basis. You really do. The comments that you give me and that, and I do try and read them all. I would love to be able to reply to everybody. If anyone, I've seen a few people in the comments that have been getting frustrated with not getting a reply in the comments. I'm sorry, there's just no way I can read every single message, I can't reply to everyone, read everyone, let alone reply to everyone. So if you do have a question or you have an urgent issue, because that is why I read through them, to make sure there isn't anyone that's in need, because I always try and respond to them. But if you are in need, I've provided like an email address and my Instagram as well, so just contact me on that and I'll be able to speak to you directly. Thank you very much again for watching. Enjoy your weekend, people, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.